Let's go! Here we go!
Welcome everybody. Before he was leaping through galaxies or racing in go-karts, Mario was just a pixelated figure with a mustache and a mission. Today, he's more than a video game character. He's a cultural icon, a billion-dollar brand, and arguably the most recognizable face in gaming history. But how did it all begin? This is the story of how a humble plumber from Brooklyn became the beating heart of Nintendo's empire. From arcade cabinets to open-world adventures, Mario's journey spans over 4 decades of innovation, reinvention, and unforgettable gameplay. We'll explore the highs, the hidden gems, and the behind-the-scenes quirks that shaped the Mushroom Kingdom, including some facts even lifelong fans might not know. So grab your fire flower, tighten your overalls, and let's jump into the complete history of Super Mario. And it all starts not with Super Mario Bros., but with a barrel-throwing gorilla and a carpenter called Jumpman.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Mario made his debut in 1981 in the arcades, and 1983 on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Donkey Kong brand cereal has a sweet, crunchy corn taste, and boy, is it fun to crunch. It's part of this complete breakfast.
Kids, you want to help get Donkey Kong? Give me a crunch. One more.
Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong cereal! Crunchy barrels of fun for breakfast. You'll love the crunch.
But back then, he wasn't a plumber, and he didn't even have his name yet. He was just Jumpman, a hard-working carpenter trying to rescue his girlfriend, Pauline, from a giant ape atop a construction site. The game wasn't just Nintendo's first mega hit in North America. It redefined what video games could be. For the first time, a story came before programming, and the gameplay introduced vertical platforming and the all-new jump mechanic. Fun fact, Mario's original name was Osan, meaning just man. And the real Mario only came after Nintendo's landlord in Seattle, Mario Segale. Donkey Kong's popularity set Nintendo on the road to global dominance. Over 132,000 arcade cabinets were sold, and the home ports sold many millions more. Even the Nintendo Entertainment System was designed with Donkey Kong's technology in mind, linking Mario's origins with the hardware evolution of gaming itself. And yes, the original Donkey Kong, seen here, becomes Cranky Kong in later Donkey Kong Country games, a nod to that arcade era. In 1983, Nintendo expanded Mario's universe and family with Mario Bros. Here's where the story shifts. Mario gets his brother, Luigi, and their trade changes to plumbing to fit the game's new sewer setting. There can be no doubt that this is when Mario Bros. Became more than just a name, but a brand. Gameplay now revolved around knocking over turtles and crabs from beneath with that famous POW block and kicking them off the field. The two-player mode encouraged cooperation or brutal competition, setting the template for countless games to come. You might notice that green pipes became iconic. The color choice was just a result of palette limitations on the arcade hardware, but it's been part of the series ever since. Few games changed the world like Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System. In 1985, the transition from self-contained arcade screens to scrolling, richly illustrated worlds was groundbreaking. Suddenly Mario's quest wasn't just about points. It was a journey across the vibrant Mushroom Kingdom to rescue Princess Toadstool, who'd later be called Peach, from the villainous Bowser. With each level, innovations piled up. Scrolling stages, power-ups like mushrooms and fire flowers, secret warp zones, and a soundtrack by Koji Kondo. That became as universal as the games themselves. World 1-1 stands out as a paragon of game design, intentionally crafted to teach players every basic rule without a single word. Stomp a Goomba, snag a super mushroom, break a brick. Each element is layered for instant intuitive mastery. Mario jumps, bounces, grows, shoots fire, all before most other available games even introduced a second screen. And those cloud and bush sprites? They're the exact same graphic, recolored to save space. The Mushroom Kingdom's origin story was that Bowser and his Koopa tribe used magic to turn residents into bricks and bushes. The only one who could undo the spell? Princess Toadstool. Mario and Luigi, plumbing their way in from New York, agreed to take on the rescue. Super Mario Bros. Sold over 58 million copies worldwide, helping revive the gaming industry after the 1983 crash, in setting the platformer as the gold standard. Next up, the true sequel, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, launched in Japan as Super Mario Bros. 2. It was incredibly difficult. Extra sneaky enemy placements, poison mushrooms that hurt, wind gusts, and warp pipes that could send you backward. This was Nintendo hard before the term existed. Luigi got unique control for the first time, jumping higher but more slippery. The difficulty was so infamous that Nintendo of America refused to release it until years later, worried it'd scare off the newly revived Western player base. The game later found international fame with its Super Mario All-Stars remake, where players got frequent checkpoints. But the original remains a badge of honor for old-school fans and present-day speedrunners. The West got an entirely different Super Mario Bros. 2, not a hard-as-nails rehash, but a bold, weird, new adventure. Actually, this was a total reskin of the Japanese game Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, dressed up with Mario characters to satisfy North American audiences. Instead of stomping, you pick up and throw vegetables and even enemies. The Princess and Toad are fully playable. Each character has unique abilities. Birdo, Shy Guy, Bob-ombs. Many who are now Mario regulars made their debut here. The story twists into the dreamland of Subcon, where the cast must defeat Wart, a villain never seen again in the core series. Despite its oddball roots, this game's mechanics, like floating jumps, character select, and the POW block's return, have influenced Mario ever since. (1988's Super Mario Bros. 3 is often hailed as the greatest 8-bit game ever made. Here, Mario power-ups hit new heights. Raccoon and Tanuki suits that let Mario fly. The world map structure, letting players select routes and discover hidden stages, laid the groundwork for decades of Mario games ahead. The Koopalings make their debut as unique bosses, each themed after musicians by the US localization team. There was Lemmy, named after Lemmy Kilmister from the band Motorhead. Iggy, named after Iggy Pop. Roy, named after Roy Orbison. And Ludwig, named after Beethoven, to name a few. Auto-scrolling levels, slopes, boom-boom mini-bosses, secrets that encourage exploration. And don't miss that iconic airship music. So memorable. It's been remixed across later Mario titles. Super Mario Bros. 3 cemented Mario as the king of platformers, pushing the Nintendo Entertainment System to its creative limits. Even today, speed-running communities thrive on glitch tricks, long warps, and skillful flights around Coin Heaven.
So long, Bowser!
Yes, and Mario is your only hope. Team up with him in the new Super Mario Land. Guide him on the Nintendo Game Boy. Challenge the mysteries and terrors of ancient Egypt. Battle all the horrors of the deep. Master lots of weird worlds to give Mario a happy ending and make your world a better place. New Super Mario Land, another exciting game for Game Boy. Nintendo, now you're playing with power. Portable power.
1989 saw Mario shrunk to handheld for the first time in Super Mario Land. Unlike previous games, Super Mario Land was directed by Gunpei Yokoi, Game Boy's creator, not Miyamoto. The kingdom this time, Sarasaland, a pharaoh-themed realm ruled by Princess Daisy, making her series debut. Daisy, often now just a spin-off state, originally ruled her own country and was rescued from space alien Tatanga. Odd features mark this Game Boy classic. Koopa shells explode instead of sliding, Super Balls replace fireballs, and 1-up, hearts, instead of mushrooms. Despite a short runtime, just 12 tight stages, the game sold over 25 million copies and played a major role in establishing the legitimacy of handheld gaming.
It's me, Mario!
Here we go!
New Super Mario World, created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get new Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
With the launch of the Super Nintendo in 1991, Mario went 16-bit for the first time. Here, the Mushroom Kingdom expanded dramatically into Dinosaur Land, bursting with colour and secrets. The most beloved addition? Yoshi, Mario's faithful green dino pal, transformed gameplay, giving Mario extra abilities with tongue snags and flutter jumps. The new Cape Feather power-up lets Mario soar, putting a new spin on exploration. The world map became sprawling with dozens of exits, secret star roads, and bonus stages, furthering player autonomy. The game's sound and smooth sprite animation set new industry standards. Super Mario World doesn't just conclude the Nintendo Entertainment System era. It marks the start of Mario's journey as a truly global superstar. Now, strictly speaking, Nintendo didn't put out another 2D platformer starring Mario himself between Super Mario World 1990/91 and Super Mario 64 1996. Everything in that window was a spin-off compilation or side series, aside from one exception. Between 1991 and 1994, titles like Yoshi on Game & Watch, Yoshi's Cookie, the compilation Super Mario All-Stars, Mario is Missing, Mario's Time Machine, and Who Remembers Dr. Mario?
Which doctor, he told me what to do. He said, ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ching-chang, wah-wah-bing bang. That means play Dr. Mario on Game Boy or NES. Ching-chang, wah-wah-bing bang. I beat the witch doctor, and this is what he said. He said, ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ching-chang, wah-wah-bing bang, ooh-ee, ah-ah. And then he struck my head.
Then there was Nintendo Entertainment Systems, Open Tournament Golf, and finally, Mario Paint. All of these games fall into spin-off, puzzle, sports, or utility categories. The exception I mentioned earlier. In 1995, Super Mario World 2. Yoshi's Island arrived on the Super Nintendo. It's a full-blown platformer, but the hero is Yoshi carrying baby Mario. So it's usually classed as a Yoshi game, not a core Mario sequel.
It's a Mario time! I'm happy!
In 1996, Mario leapt into 3 dimensions and changed gaming forever with Super Mario 64. Launching the Nintendo 64, the game introduced analog 3D movement, full camera control, and sandbox platforming in an open-ended castle. Mario's iconic voice, courtesy of Charles Martinet, welcomed players with a
Let's go!
The premise? Mario explores Peach's castle, jumping into paintings to collect power stars and thwart Bowser's multi-stage kidnappings. His moveset exploded. Triple jumps, long jumps, wall kicks, punches, and more. The game's 15 massive courses, dozens of secrets, and memorable bosses like King Bob-omb and Bowser himself offered infinite replayability. Speedrunners still obsess over its physics and glitches, from BLJ, back with long jumps, to barrel-rolling exploits. Critics called Super Mario 64 the new high watermark for gaming, and its influence on 3D game design is unmatched. Developers of Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, and countless others openly credit this game as their blueprint. Super Mario Sunshine 2002 took Mario on vacation, but trouble inevitably followed. Set on the sun-drenched Isle Delfino, Mario gets framed for polluting the paradise with dark goop. His new sidekick, Flood, the flash liquidizer ultra-dousing device, a water-spraying backpack. With Flood, Mario navigates slippy slopes, cleans up sludge, hovers over gaps, and even rocket blasts skyward. The game's tropical playful style and deep platforming, complete with wall kicks and acrobatics, still divide fans. But its open design and unique boss battles with Bowser and his newly introduced son, Bowser Jr., stand out. Notably, the debate within Nintendo about should Mario use tools led to innovation that would later inspire Super Mario Odyssey's Cappy mechanic. After a decade as 3D's hero, Mario returned to his 2D roots with New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS in 2006. Classic gameplay met new moves, wall jumping, ground pounds, and the awe-inducing Mega Mushroom that made Mario Godzilla-sized. Mario's next great leap wasn't just a step forward, it was a launch into the cosmos. In 2007, Super Mario Galaxy redefined platforming by introducing planetoid-based gravity. Instead of flat terrain, players navigated spherical worlds, where up and down constantly shifted. Sling stars flung Mario between planets, and the physics-based gameplay created dizzying, delightful challenges. But Galaxy wasn't just a technical marvel, it had heart. The story introduced Rosalina, a mysterious figure who watched over the universe from her celestial observatory. Her backstory, tucked away in a storybook, added a layer of melancholy rarely seen in Mario games. And the soundtrack, a sweeping orchestral score that elevated every jump, twist, and triumph into something cinematic. The new formula then triumphed again in New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii in 2009, where 4 players could hop in together. To ramp up the chaos and laughter, these games combine nostalgia with innovation. Bubble-based safety nets, secret exits, multiplayer-friendly design, and a sharp 2.5D aesthetic. By 2025, the series has become its own modern classic, with some fans rating it even above old-school entries for its sheer party fun and replay value.
Mario time!
Then in 2010, Super Mario Galaxy 2 arrived, not as a simple sequel, but as a full-blown expansion of everything that made the first game great. Nintendo stripped away the hub world and focused purely on gameplay innovation. This time, Yoshi joined the adventure, bringing new mechanics like tongue swinging and fruit power transformations. Levels were tighter, more inventive, and often more challenging. Galaxy 2 proved Nintendo wasn't content to coast on success. It refined the formula, pushed the boundaries of 3D platforming, and delivered one of the most critically acclaimed entries in Mario's entire history. In 2011, Nintendo released Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS, a bold attempt to blend the precision of 2D platforming with the freedom of 3D movement. Designed specifically for handheld play, it used fixed camera angles and compact level design to make 3D navigation intuitive. The return of the Tanuki suit added nostalgic flair, letting players float and tail whip their way through cleverly layered stages. One standout moment, World 1-2, a subtle homage to the original Super Mario Bros. Level of the same name, complete with a secret exit that mirrors the warp zone trick from 1985. It was a love letter to longtime fans wrapped in modern mechanics. Then, in 2013, Nintendo scaled up the concept with Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. This time, the game introduced 4-player co-op in a fully 3D environment, bringing chaos and collaboration to the competition like never before. The game's physics were great from the start, allowing characters to climb walls, swipe enemies, and pounce with feline finesse. With upbeat music, crisp visuals, and a design philosophy that welcomed both casual players and speedrunners, the 3D world became a fan favorite. Its later re-release on Switch with the addition of Bowser's Fury only cemented its legacy as one of the most creative game designs ever created. In 2015, Nintendo handed the keys to the Mushroom Kingdom over to the players with Super Mario Maker for the Wii U. Here, fans design their own levels using assets from Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. U. It wasn't just a level editor, it was a creative playground. You could stack entries and create impossible jumps. You could build puzzles that felt like escape rooms. The game's intuitive drag-and-drop interface made them accessible to all, while its online sharing system turned it into a world of showcasing creativity. Suddenly, Mario wasn't just a game you played, it was a game you built. Extremists and speedrunners flocked to the challenge, supporting a new subculture of creators pushing the platform to its limits. 4 years later, Super Mario Maker 2 finally hit players on the Switch, and it wasn't just a sequel, it was a full-blown overhaul. This time, players got access to new themes like Super Mario 3D World, vertical level building, on-screen story mode, and even multiplayer co-op and versus modes. The addition of slopes, clear conditions, and custom scrolling opened up design possibilities that felt endless. And with Nintendo's official Ninja speedruns, the game introduced time-based challenges that kept the community engaged and competitive. Whether you were crafting Kaizo-style death traps or whimsical puzzle stages, Mario Maker 2 proved that the DIY era of Mario wasn't a fad, it was a movement. 2016 saw Mario's first official foray onto smartphones with Super Mario Run, At first glance, it seemed like a simple, endless runner, but with just a tap, players could perform acrobatic jumps, wall kicks, and mid-air spins, collecting coins and special black, pink, and purple collectibles across dozens of finely crafted levels. Nintendo and creator Shigeru Miyamoto insisted on depth within the simplicity, levels that blend auto-run accessibility with Mario's trademark secrets. The game was a commercial hit on iOS and Android, introducing Mario to a new, broader audience and sparking debates about the future of Nintendo's consoles and mobile development. Super Mario Odyssey 2017 brought Mario full circle, returning to 3D sandbox play and open exploration inspired by Mario 64 and Sunshine. Odyssey's biggest twist? Cappy, a sentient hat Mario can toss onto creatures and even objects to capture and become them. A Goomba Tower, a flying bullet bill, a wriggling power cable. Odyssey's world tour includes the Metro Kingdom's new Donk City, packed with Donkey Kong tributes and Pauline's reappearance as mayor. Pauline's jazz-themed Jump Up Superstar charted in Japan and fueled this viral Broadway-inspired ad campaign.
Here we go, off the rails. But you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew. New bags or a pass. Say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my life is off to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way to the moon from this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. Time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't feel enchanted, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. You know that you're my superstar. No one else can take me this far. The thing, the switch. Get ready for this song. Let's do the Odyssey. Odyssey, yes, see. 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 Odyssey.
Switch-specific tech enabled a seamless mix of motion controls, 2D and 3D segments, and dazzling visual variety. Odyssey's sandbox freedom, sprawling kingdoms, and constant stream of surprises helped it become the fastest-selling Mario of all time, reaching over 29 million sales as of 2025. Despite Odyssey's runaway success and over 29 million copies sold, Nintendo never released a direct sequel. Fans are still waiting and speculation continues. But for now, Odyssey stands alone as Mario's singular sandbox epic on the Switch. Released in 2021 as a companion to Super Mario 3D World on the Switch, Bowser's Fury was Nintendo's most experimental Mario title to date. Instead of discrete levels, players explored a seamless open-world map of Lake Lapcap, where platforming challenges were scattered across interconnected islands. The twist? Every few minutes the sky darkens and Fury Bowser emerges in a kaiju-like rampage, altering the environment and forcing Mario to adapt on the fly. These dynamic shifts created a sense of urgency and unpredictability rarely seen in Mario games. Gameplay fused the tight mechanics of 3D World with the sandbox freedom of Odyssey, offering a glimpse into Mario's possible future. Open environments, real-time exploration, and scalable multiplayer.
Mario News.
Mario's legacy isn't confined to jumping on Goombas. He starred, or at least appeared, in over 200 games spanning nearly every genre imaginable. From racing and role-playing to sports, puzzles, and even education, Mario has become Nintendo's most versatile ambassador. Let's start with one of his biggest sidekicks, Mario Kart.
64. Take it on head-to-head with split-screen action 4 ways.
Just who is in control here? They're taking no prisoners!
Get the anger out of your system with Mario Kart 64 and keep road rage off the streets.
Oh, this is ugly.
What began in 1992 with Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo quickly became a global phenomenon. The series evolved with each console generation. Mario Kart 64 introduced full 3D tracks and 4-player split-screen mayhem. Double Dash on the GameCube added a unique 2-character mechanic, letting players swap drivers and items mid-race. Mario Kart Wii brought motion controls and online play to the masses. While Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch refined the formula with anti-gravity racing, gliders, and a massive roster of characters and tracks. Today, Mario Kart isn't just a game, it's a cultural touchstone. Rainbow Road, blue shells, and drifting mechanics are part of the gaming lexicon. Families play it together, esports players compete in it professionally, and speedrunners dissect its physics frame by frame. It's arguably the most successful racing franchise of all time. In the Mario and Luigi roleplay series, developed by Alpha Dream, Mario teams up with his brother for turn-based adventures, packed with slapstick humor and real-time action commands. These games are known for their quirky writing, dynamic battle systems, and deep brotherly banter. Titles like Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, and Bowser's Inside Story explore the Mushroom Kingdom and beyond with a comedic twist. Villains like Farfel with his iconic "I have fury" catchphrase became cult favourites thanks to their eccentric personalities and memorable dialogue. The series blends traditional RPG mechanics with timing-based attacks and puzzle solving, making each entry feel fresh and interactive.
Luigi!
Meanwhile, the Paper Mario series takes a more storybook approach, literally. With its flat papercraft aesthetic and layered environments, Paper Mario games offer a whimsical yet surprisingly emotional journey, starting with the N64 original. And peaking with the 1,000-Year Door, the series introduced unforgettable characters like Vivian, Dupless, and the enigmatic X-Nauts. The writing is sharp, often satirical, and filled with moments of genuine heart. Battles combine turn-based strategy with action commands, and later entries added sticker and card mechanics to shake up the formula.
As he takes to the sky, land, and sea in Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, only for Nintendo GameCube, rated E for
Villains like Count Bleck brought unexpected depth, exploring themes of loss and redemption rarely seen in Mario's world. Then there are the party games.
About a while over here. Know anything about it? I didn't think so. Which one of you jokers goes by the name Mario?
It's me!
Could you step outside, please?
Welcome to Mario Party, where you and 3 friends battle it out all night long. With 6 adventure boards and 50 mini games, this party's just getting going. Mario Party, only on Nintendo 64.
But it's a me, Mario.
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Get in or get out.
Mario Party turned mini-games into a genre with over a dozen entries across consoles. Whether you're stealing stars or sabotaging friends with a well-timed boo, Mario Party has been the source of countless living room rivalries. Mario's also dabbled in the unexpected. He's wielded the Super Scope in the light gun shooter Yoshi's Safari. And even played a referee in Punch-Out! His cameos are everywhere, from facing off against NBA stars in NBA Street V3 on the GameCube, to snowboarding in SSX on tour. And even competing in the Olympic Games, alongside Sonic the Hedgehog. And then there's Waluigi, a character who debuted in Mario Tennis for the N64, originally created just to give Wario a doubles partner. Today he's a meme-worthy icon, appearing in nearly every Mario sports and party game, despite never starring in a mainline title of his own. Fans still campaign for his solo adventure, but for now he remains the chaotic wildcard of the Mario universe. From karting to questing, typing to tennis, Mario's versatility is unmatched. He's not just Nintendo's mascot, he's gaming's most prolific genre-hopping legend. Mario's journey has leapt far beyond consoles, carving out a legacy across cartoons, cinema, and pop culture. His first major screen appearance came in 1986 with the Japanese anime film Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. It's a true isekai predecessor. Mario is pulled from his Famicom game into a surreal fantasy world, battling monsters and navigating bizarre landscapes, only to return home to a grocery store run by Koopa minions. The animation is wild, the plot even wilder, and it remains a cult favourite among retro anime fans.
Climb down, that we gotta go up. Climb up. Wow! Huh?
Holy cannoli, kids, I'm Mario, and I'm telling you, if you're not watching the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, you're gonna turn into a Goomba. Don't be the last on your block to be playing with pasta power. Tune in for the wildest weekday fun in the universe. Join me, Luigi, Princess Toadstool, and Toad. We're gonna kick some Koopa. Woo!
The Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Afternoons at 4 in Channel 43's Kids Land.
Then came the American television era, where Mario's voice and personality were cemented for a generation. In 1989, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show aired in syndication, blending animated segments with a live-action skit starring Lou Albano as Mario and Danny Wells as Luigi. The show was undeniably corny, filled with slapstick humour, cheesy catchphrases, and musical interludes, but it was also deeply beloved. It turned
Me, Mario!
into a cultural chant and introduced kids to characters like King Koopa and Toad in a Saturday morning cartoon format. The live-action wraparounds, featuring the Mario brothers running a Brooklyn plumbing business, were campy but iconic. And the show's theme song still lives rent-free in the minds of 80s and 90s kids.
I remember ordering a pizza with green mold.
Well, at At least he was my father. He used to be the leader here until Koopa turned him into all this fungus.
Fast forward to 1993, and Mario made his first leap to the big screen in the infamous Super Mario Bros. Live-action movie. A Hollywood production starring Bob Hoskins as Mario and John Leguizamo as Luigi. The film reimagined the Mushroom Kingdom as a dystopian cyberpunk city, complete with evolved dinosaur people and a leather-clad King Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper. Critics panned it, fans were baffled, and Nintendo quietly distanced itself from the project. Yet, despite its failure, the movie became a cult curiosity, often cited as a cautionary tale in video game adaptations. 3 decades later, Mario returned to theaters with a vengeance. In 2023, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, produced by Illumination and featuring the voices of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Jack Black, shattered box office expectations. With over $1.3 billion in global earnings, it became one of the highest-grossing animated films of all time. The movie embraced the colourful chaos of the games, packed with Easter eggs, power-ups, and faithful character designs. It resonated with longtime fans and younger audiences alike, proving that Mario's appeal is truly multi-generational. A sequel is already confirmed, and Nintendo has hinted at a broader cinematic universe, potentially involving The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, and other iconic franchises. Mario, it seems, isn't just a gaming icon anymore. He's a full-fledged multimedia powerhouse, as dominant on the silver screen as he is on the Switch. So, what makes the Super Mario Bros. Story truly endless? It's the blend of constant invention and comforting nostalgia. Whether it's a humble carpenter saving Pauline, a plumber leaping galaxies, or a DIY designer dreaming up impossible platforms, Mario always runs forward. His world changes, his friends and foes evolve, but at the end of every course, there's always another adventure, another universe, another wonder, and another jump. If you enjoyed diving through time with us, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dive documentaries. Tell us in the comments, what's your earliest Mario memory? And if you made it all the way here, thanks for sticking with us on this power-up packed journey. Until next time.